The Arizona Secretary of State's office is now asking the DOJ to investigate potential voter intimidation after a group of people approached and followed a voter in Maricopa County who was just dropping off a ballot at a drop box. And it doesn't seem like an isolated incident. Multiple reports also show that groups of these self-appointed election police are sitting outside Maricopa County's election headquarters, guarding Clean Elections USA, an organization inspired by the laughable, widely debunked documentary 2,000 Mules by Trump-pardoned former felon and right-wing conspiracy theorist Dinesh D'Souza, which alleges, with zero proof, that widespread ballot harvesting occurred during the 2020 election, which it did not. Joining me now is tonight's democracy defender, Julie Gunigal. Julie Gunigal, the Democratic nominee for Maricopa County, who, if elected, will be responsible for overseeing the Maricopa County Election Board tasked with certifying future elections. And I want to start by making sure I pronounced your name correctly. Is it Gunigal?
It is.
Oh, I feel so good about myself. Well, tell me, okay, let's start with this. It's frightening. It would be sort of comical if it weren't so terrifying. What it sounds like is happening is that these self-appointed vigilantes are showing up and doing what right-wing, evangelical protesters used to do outside abortion clinics. Is it that bad?
You got it exactly right. Not only is it that bad, it's some of the exact same players. We're talking about extremists in Arizona, and to really understand the problem, we need to recognize that it wasn't just the fraud. It wasn't just that Arizona attempted to send fake electors to re-elect President Trump, even though he wasn't duly elected in our state. We had people storm our recorder's office in 2020, and the problem has not really ended there. It's only been made worse.
And so and Arizona is an open carry state, right, for guns?
That's exactly right.
So this is what scares me. The idea that people, maybe armed people, could be trying to intimidate voters at the polls. What's being done or what can be done to protect election workers who are critical to our democracy and to protect voters?
Sure. I mean, everything that can legally be done is being done right now in the state, from the Secretary Hobbs complaint asking the DOJ to come in and investigate to the FBI's very warranted concerns on attacks on election workers. What isn't being done is that candidates who embrace extremism aren't telling their supporters to knock it off. We're literally seeing only people who are being emboldened, whose conspiracy theories and lies are being mimicked by their candidates. And frankly, that's terrifying and unacceptable.
Tell me what your job would be. Explain it to people, because I think this is the thing. The down ballot races, people usually don't understand what the job is. And so sometimes people skip it. Explain what the job is that you're running for and why it's important that people vote on that ballot item.
With pleasure. So I am running for Maricopa County Attorney's Office. In other areas, this would be called your DA or your prosecutor's office. And it fulfills two key roles. First, this would be the office that would be enforcing Arizona's abortion ban, something I have vowed not to do, not now, not ever. We shouldn't be involving police and prosecutors in those decisions. But also, this has a robust civil division that defends our Board of Supervisors and our county election program, meaning that your Maricopa County Attorney's Office, the third largest prosecutor's office in the country, is going to be one of the most pivotal figures when it comes to certifying this election and the 2024 presidential election for Arizona.
I'm so glad that you explained both of those two things, because here's the thing. People will complain about the justice system, the criminal justice system, and not think maybe I ought to choose who the prosecutors are. Do you know if your opponent is committed to enforcing the abortion ban and prosecuting women and doctors over abortion?
Yeah, I mean, she's flip-flopped so many times, like so many GOP hopefuls on that side of the ballot. But yeah, she said that she would enforce our 1864 abortion ban.
When was it passed? I'm sorry, what? When was your abortion ban passed?
Oh, it was 1864, back when Arizona placed the age of consent at 10 years old and allowed husbands to freely sexually assault their wives and partners. That's the ban that places a mandatory minimum of 2 years in prison and a max of 5 for anyone who procures an abortion in Arizona. It has no exemptions for rape or incest, and it has placed all of our providers in absolute fear and terror. And to make matters worse, It's being proposed to be enforced by my opponent, who is Rachel Mitchell. You'll remember her. She was the prosecutor from the Kavanaugh hearings that ran cover for powerful men like Brett Kavanaugh, and is going to be the person potentially enforcing these laws against Arizona women and pregnant people.
This is why we're doing the Democracy Defenders. You guys got to vote on these ballot measures. You have to vote down ticket for these offices. These are the people who will be enforcing these laws now that the Supreme Court has said your state can own you. And this is a lady with a very memorable name, so you can't forget it. Julie Gunnigal, our Democracy Defender today. Thank you. Thank you. Best of luck.
Thank you so much.